Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, you got to forgive me if my AC blowing into the phone, but in Florida, it's always a little too humid, a little too muggy to have no AC on. But somebody tagged me in this about and I spoke on this already in a live, I think, about Evelyn Lozada's daughter being pregnant by the game. And because of client confidentiality, I can't speak on everything or speak on all of the inner workings and the ties. I don't have any ties to the young lady, Shanice, but it is, and the only reason why people know I have ties to Evelyn is because that was public. That was public articles back in the day, and then her and Ocho Cinco happened, and then Ocho publicized that I was working with him. And so, you know, I work with a lot of celebrities that I can never speak of and never say, just out of client confidentiality, unless they say something and then the world knows about it. But they said something, and then I worked with Tiffany because she was doing a TV show, and I worked with her outside the TV show, but she made it public that, you know, I was working with her. And Tiffany is a great person, and I did not even process until somebody tagged me in this. A young lady did a video talking about it, and she mentioned me because she's reading the article or whatever, and she mentioned me in there, and I didn't even process that. Like, it would take a woman's mind, like, because a woman deal with men and could have children, and so think of and process things differently. It's crazy that I'm thinking about it now that I'm talking, how crazy this is. And the young lady, she brought it up. I can't remember her name. She got a YouTube channel. She got way more subscribers than me. I need to start talking about some of this celebrity juice. Lovely T or Ty, I think it is. Tiana, lately, Love Ty. But I watched the video. I watched till the point where she mentioned my name, and then she talked about, I ain't heard that baby, yeah. Now, no. She wasn't throwing no shade though. She could have kept on going in, but she would say, yeah, he used to be on all the reality shows. Well, see, I wasn't on all the reality shows. It's just that I have certain celebrity clients, and when they do a show, they would ask me to come on the show, and there was a lot of appearances that I turned down. So for those of y'all who know, I've never been on Love and Hip Hop. I was on K Michelle's show. K Michelle had a show about K Michelle, but people thought it was Love and Hip Hop because Love and Hip Hop probably would show right before it or right after it. And K Michelle also went on Love and Hip Hop. But for those of y'all didn't know, K Michelle, the R&B singer, had her own show. And I went on season 1 and season 2. And K Michelle's real fun. She's just a ball of energy, real fun type of person. So I would go on her shows. Had more gut on me back then too. And then I went on Evelyn's show on, but it didn't end up airing. My scene didn't end up airing for whatever reason. And then I went on Tiffany's show, which was called Married to the Game. So her and the Game had a show. And now, ironically now, it was something I posted a long time ago when I first got on Instagram and my Instagram started to blow up. I made a post about something to deal with women or something like that. and this could have been before I went on the show, and the game came on my page, and he commented. He wasn't talking to me. He said, a lot of y'all women liking this post and all in these comments, and you're not even the type of woman that he talking about. And it was a long thing, a long comment, and it wasn't to me. I didn't say nothing back to it, but I kind of got the gist of what he was saying. And I don't know if he was subbing somebody or what. I didn't know, but cause you know, I was doing posts about like the Queen series. The Queen series, and that Queen series got me a lot of traction. But I was describing my wife. A lot of people don't know that. Like, it's like when you're an artist, you have a muse. So I was describing my wife, but a lot of women was applying it to themselves. And I don't know no other woman like that, but I know my wife. So a long time ago on my page, I had the Queen series. And it would just be like the Queen, and it'll be like, she is poised, she is effortless, she is gorgeous, she is this, she is that. It'll be stuff like that. And I remember like it got a lot of traction. So the Victoria's Secret model, Adriana Lima, who I only really knew by name at the point, she had like 5 million followers on Instagram. She reposted it. Janet Jackson, Twitter or Instagram account reposted it. And then it's another, I think her name Miranda Kerr. She got a lot of millions. She reposted it. And that sent me a lot of like high profile women, like women who was like queens or whatever you call that, like princesses in other countries. Somehow they know the Victoria's Secret models, or unless it was somebody else. I don't know how, but there's women who follow me on Instagram who are like dignitaries in other countries in the world, and they have like 12 million followers, 15 million followers. And not just, my son brought this to my attention when he had me searching. He was like, Daddy, do this right here. This how you search to see like what high profile people follow you on Instagram. So I did it. Like, what the world, man? Follow. I'm going to follow people back. I'm like, hey, let me hold something now. You over there dignitary, man. Hey, give me a little consultant job over there. Something. And so the lady who did this video has brought it to my attention. I'm gonna tell you no lie, I had not thought about the fact that, I'm gonna pull up a little bit so I can see my son practice a little bit. I'm gonna let my son practice, and it's gonna get dark here in a little bit, so y'all gotta forgive me when you can't see me no more, but the lady brought it to my attention that it was an article about me working with Tiffany Cambridge. And, you know, the article quoting Tiffany, and Tiffany talking about, you know, Tony, thank you so much for being my coach. You're not only my coach, you're my friend, and all of that. Those are her words. I don't have female friends. I do not claim a single woman as a friend, but so some of my clients call me a friend, and it's just because when you talking to people and all of that, not to say that I'm not their friend, I just don't do female friends because I'm a married man. And that's the God's heaven truth. So no matter what somebody, like, we got a friend in Jesus. But do Jesus call us his friend? I don't know. But me personally, so somebody could call, people call me brother, people call me friend, people call me whatever. I let anybody call me what they want to call me, but just out of respect for my wife, I don't call a woman my friend. I would say this is my client. This is my colleague, this is my co-worker, this is my business partner, if that's the case. But with my clients and with my celebrity clients, when they in tough situations, it's a lot of communication. And some of them, they will write an article about it, they PR team, but some of them, they'll never say a word. They don't want, and I think that's because sometimes people certain celebrities may not necessarily care for another celebrity and they don't want that celebrity to think that they biting off of them or copying them. And then certain celebrity clients, I will not say no names, but certain celebrity clients do not want you to work with other people. And I used to be like, man, listen, man, get out of here with that mess, man. Like, you ain't got me on no retainer. Like, you paying all my bills. Like, I work for the Lord. Like, I'm here to help anybody who won't help. I don't care if one client is a blood, one client is a Crip, one client is a Democrat, one client is a Republican, one is a KKK, one is a Black Panther. Anybody who trying to change their life and they want some help, I'm gonna help them. I work with prostitutes, I work with strippers, I work with other names for prostitutes, escorts, same thing to me. All across the board. I don't turn down people who need help. Although I am a Christian and I believe a certain way, I will help people when they in need, regardless of their beliefs, regardless of their lifestyle, because I never know who God is calling to him. And if he graces me to use me to put me in that place, then I'll work with them people. I did not think about the fact that Tiffany worked with me and her child's father is the game. Now, something that they said that Tiffany got me from Evelyn Lozada. People said Evelyn Lozada coach. I had already coached celebrities before Evelyn, but not every celebrity publicize it or put it out there. So that was people first time really seeing me as a celebrity coach, but I was already coaching celebrities. I met Evelyn years into my coaching business, and I was already coaching pro athletes and everything, but everybody don't publicize it. But when you in that public eye, the reality people, they would publicize it. Because I remember I had one phone call with one of the Mob Wives that had a reality TV show on VH1 or Bravo or something. I think it was called Mob Wives. I had a phone call with one of them. One phone call. The next day, it was an article out about me being her coach. I'm like, what the world? That woman in my client, I ain't got no check yet. And so I help people and, you know, just try to speak into their life and be a sounding board. And it's none of that is ever perfect because I'm a human just like they're human. So I'm not God. So it ain't like I could give people advice. I could listen and try to help, try to support. But, you know, I got a personality. I got my own ways and stuff like that too. So sometimes personalities can clash. And so and me personally, I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I'm not gonna beg nobody. I'm not trying to force nobody to do nothing. My son was up all night doing his summer work, and now they got to run. Right now he in third. Them boys doing their thing. They running, them boys he running with. They got them long legs. They don't realize he was up all night. He was up all night. He did an all-nighter to finish his summer work for school because he hadn't been able to do it because he in virtual school too, but real school started today. I told him, push yourself, man. Do your thing. Come on now. So, but so they beating him, but they don't realize he literally is on 0 hours of sleep. And so I'm hoping he could crank it up, pick it up, and push himself. But yeah, he's starting to fade now. He's starting to, and he 5'6". Them other boys 6 foot, 6'2". They got long legs and stuff. So, come on now, Tony. Push yourself. Y'all got to forgive me when I'm out here and I'm in the car. I be looking around. I know some people don't like that. God bless you. Keep your head up. Go on, get off my page. Shut your mouth. Stay out my comments. But say on the topic. This page is for family members. This not for spectators. This ain't for fly by night. I don't do no bullet point list of talk. If you ain't got the time and you can't listen, get off the page. Thank you. Bye. Or you will get blocked. I see you in the comments talking stupid. And so this is the thing. I had not thought about the fact that the game was with the young lady Now, this young lady, Shanice, I remember it being publicized back in the day that she was dating the pro soccer player, Memphis Depay. Now, Memphis is still playing pro soccer, I believe, and I believe he make millions. What happened with them, I don't know. You know, that's unfortunate. But, and then after that, I don't know who she was with or who she dated. But this is what I try to tell y'all about, like, just stolen greatness. Like, I probably have met Shanice. I maybe have talked to her once on the phone. I'm not her coach and have never coached her, because I was working with her mom and she was young when I was working with her mom. I don't even know how old she was. I don't even know if she was 18 or she could have been. But nah, I'm already tell you, if she was my client, she would have been told, absolutely not. Don't deal with the game. Absolutely not. She would have been told that. And I remember my cousin, who was my upline, because a lot of people don't understand, like, my wisdom and stuff comes from God. But before I transitioned, before I wrote a book about being a womanizer, not being a womanizer, it was me giving away the game. I had a stint in the streets, because that's what was an option for black men coming from where I come from. We try to be a pro athlete or a dope boy, or you go to work a regular job, overwork, underpaid like your parents, and nobody wanted to do that. So my cousin, who was like, you know, my upline, my OG, I remember when I went on Tiffany Cambridge's show, he said to me, he was like, "Cuz, man, you don't be scared. Like, you be speaking on people's marriage. Like, you went on this show and you telling this woman she need to leave this man." She was like, "Cuz somebody could put hands on you. Like, cuz you don't be scared." Like, I'm like, no, cuz I can put hands too. Everything they got, I got. Hands, that tool. Listen, you can't show everything on YouTube. It right here in my lap. You hear me? It right here in my lap. You run up, ha, 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 ha. You gonna get laid down. Like, man, you better get your life together. So I'm like, absolutely not, cuz. Like, this my purpose, this my calling. Like, Martin Luther King lost his life to his calling. Malcolm X lost his life to his calling. Medgar Evers lost his life to his calling. Like, I'm not scared about speaking the truth. I'm talking to a woman like this a man. If he know he ain't doing right, if he know he ain't treating her right, and this the mother of his child, I'm not finna cap for him and say, hey, yeah, stay with him. Don't worry about him. Like, if he put hands on you, if he cheat on you, if he just tough it out, just stick it out, just this, that, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm like, no, he is a grown boy. If he refused to grow up, you need to let him go. So now I had the young lady, Shanice, talk to me, and he was the same man that he was back then with Tiffany, and why they didn't work out, then I would have told her the same thing. Like, no, don't do that. And what a lot of women don't understand, well, I think y'all understand it, but obviously not, is one thing about the game is he got talk game. That man could rap. That man could rap. That man got bars. Had he not had that butterfly on his face and went on that dating game show, he would have had a lot more street cred amongst rappers, and I think he would have been a lot bigger. But when you make music for dudes, they got to really believe that you bought that life. Like, they got to really believe that you him, if you act like him at all. So, like, being that he seemed it kind of gang affiliated, but then he had some stuff that was kind of suspect, it was like, is he him or not? Like, so he didn't get put in the same type of classification as like a Nipsey Hussle or even like a 50 Cent, who made club music, but nobody ever questioned 50 gangster. So he still had, even though he made club hits, he had the respect of every dude. And whereas with the game, it was like, he was hot when he was hot, but then he kind of picked some battles that he probably shouldn't have picked. And so his name kind of changed a little bit. And so his respect level changed a little bit. but he's still a big deal and could do overseas and stuff like that and sell out and make money. And then he went through some stuff like with Tiffany and all of that, and he went through some stuff, and I can't remember if like pictures or whatever of Tiffany was leaked or something like that. Something went on with the abuse situation, and that affects people. And I did not process it till the young lady said it, like, oh, but the thing is to my knowledge, I don't know how close Tiffany and Evelyn are. So I mean, yeah, they both was in LA to my knowledge. So yeah, you probably know each other and you probably cool, but to my knowledge, I don't know if they was like close friends, like close friends or something like that. And I don't recall me meeting Tiffany through Evelyn. So it wasn't like Evelyn was putting me on and like bringing me other celebrity clients. My name was already, I had 1 million followers online, so everybody knew who I was. That's how Evelyn found out who I was, because she started following me just like every other reality star was following me. And so it wasn't like, but she was the first person that it was written in an article. But that's not how Tiffany found me. And so it's not a real like connection like that. It's not like Tiffany and Evelyn was like besties, and then Shanice sitting there up under Tiffany and her mama, even though they could have all been together at certain things before. But she wouldn't have did that. She wouldn't have did that. She too young, you know, she too young and scary. Like, she ain't like, she wasn't raised like her mama. Like, her mama is not scary because she raised in New York or something like that, you know, almost like a Cardi B type. But Shanice, you know, her mama had a decent amount of money coming up like her whole life. So she not that type to where like she gonna sit next to a grown woman and really be chummy with that grown woman and then go sleep with that grown woman child's father. So I don't see it being the case like that, but I don't keep up with people. You know, I don't have friends in that sense. I don't have women friends. So if a woman is not a client and she's not in need, then I don't talk to them. So I haven't talked to them like in a real way in years, Evelyn or Tiffany, because if they're not calling me for coaching, then it's no need for us to talk. So I don't know their business and really all the inner workings, but just having been in the circle, I can't see that being the case. I feel like the Game and Shanice probably met, and this is the thing, the Game is, I can't remember how old he said he was on the little interview, if he 45 or 44. So he old as dirt, old as Methuselah compared to her, Shanice. And Shanice, she wasn't really raised rough, because I mean, Evelyn was with Antoine Walker. So I don't even know if she was raised with Evelyn and Antoine, but Evelyn had money with Antoine Walker, and then after Antoine Walker, Ocho Cinco, and then after Ocho Cinco, what's the man's name? Carl Crawford. And so she was connected to money, and then, you know, she was connected to money for a while. So I don't think Shanice was like in poverty or nothing. I could be wrong. But so what I'm saying is, I don't think that Shanice is all that street smart. And if a woman meet a man like the Game, who is very street smart, and he got a talk game, and I never heard a woman say he ugly. You know, I can't judge him as a man, but I never heard a woman say he ugly. I don't know what his I heard him say on the interview he got 2 baby moms already, then Shanice will be the 3rd. I don't know what the other baby mom looked like. I know Tiffany not ugly, so she chose him. But I mean, yeah, he was a celebrity when she chose him probably. So, you know, that's kind of neither here nor there, because sometimes if a man is looks challenged, if he got money that'll make up for his looks. I don't know if, I feel like with women are very cerebral. Women are very cerebral. So if, and a lot of women are sapiosexuals, even if they don't know it or realize it. So if a man could stretch a woman's mind, he typically could open her legs. And when you got a young woman who not hip to the game, no pun intended, but she not hip to the game, and she not that street smart, and she getting sauced up with that game, she getting wrapped up in that, you're a dead woman walking. Like you can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. And I think I recall the game posting like his print on Instagram or something like that. I remember women sitting at, what you think about this right here? Is he thirst trapping? I think it was like him posting like in underwears or something like that, trying to show print. So some women, that may introduce curiosity. So now if you curious, and then what a lot of people don't know, like when you have money, you could fall off and your money could drop drastically, but you still look like you got money. So you could fall off and you can still look like you got money, because when you had money, if you bought your cars cash, then you could still have a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, and you ain't got no payment on them. So if you bring a little young lady over there and she broke, and like she don't want to be living off her mama, and any job she go to get, she not finna make more than 60K. If she's not like a clinician professional, she finna be making 60K, 80K, which is practically broke today in America with this inflation the way it is. And then she not getting commercials and a bunch of brand deals. She could be broke. You pull up to a smooth talking, silver tongue, old meat slanger like the game, and he's sitting there, he dropping bars on you. He freestyling to you in a conversation, and then, then he got the beard that the women love. He got the tattoos. He got the street cred. To a woman, he got street cred. To a man, it's no man gonna have fear in his heart. But to a woman, he got street cred. And no disrespect to him. Like, it's all understood. Like, men know men. Like, not to say that he wouldn't put no work in or he couldn't make a phone call now, but it's a lot of us that could do that, and it's a lot of us that'll do it ourselves. And so it's not really, as a man, it's no fear gonna be in a man's heart. If he a real man, he's not gonna fear another human being. But to a woman can like fear a man, a woman can respect a man, a woman can look up to a man. And so I just feel like it was this storm of her mom is not, like, Basketball Wives is not what it was years ago. Like, I think they still might be on TV, but it's not really, at this point, it's like, it feels like the culture has outgrown Basketball Wives. And then the producer of Basketball Wives, Shani, is now married to a pastor. So that looked tacky and messy if she's still producing a hot, toxic mess and husband is a pastor. That's going to mess his name up more than it already is for him getting a divorce, for him meeting, because somebody else sent me a video where the lady, they had the receipt showing where Shani's husband, the pastor, had her at a conference in 2019, but she tried to say they met in 2020, but really they met in 2019, and she was on the panel. He was the moderator asking her and the other women questions, and his wife was at the conference, and he was talking about his wife and kind of precursor, premonition, saying if she leave me today, she set up, she won't have no debt or something like that. And he had all, it sounded like to me being a man, me being a former womanizer, me being a former player, me being an orator, it sounded like he was kind of foreshadowing right then that his wife was gonna leave him, or like he was gonna leave her, like they was gonna be done. But she was gonna be set up, she was gonna be good, because he already had sights set on Shaunie. And that's what I believe, because certain men are opportunists. Because Shaunie, like, as a man, she's a pretty lady, but you're not finna divorce your wife for her looks. Nah. It's women out there that a man who is shaky on his foundation could want to divorce his wife by somebody's looks. Shaunie know, now don't get me wrong, Shaunie know what near ugly now. She's not unattractive. She's a pretty lady, but not to where you fixing to divorce your wife for her beauty. And that's no disrespect to anything like that. And I know a lot of women probably say, well, it shouldn't be no woman beautiful enough, but like, it's different types of, it's different levels out there. Like maybe like a Jennifer Lopez, or some guys might see that in like a Halle Berry, or even a Nia Long. Like it ain't even also about the looks. It's about the reputation of the woman, the aura of the woman, like the mind, like what men have thought of this woman. It's kind of like how Devon Franklin got with Meagan Good, because Meagan Good became like a sex symbol. Once she became grown, she became like a sex symbol. And then even before she was grown, for those of us who was not grown, for those of us who Meagan Good same age or in that area, when we was the same age she was when she was on My Brother and Me or whatever it was. And so she had her big two front teeth back then, and I think she might have had a little gap. But I remember watching that show as a teenager, and I was like, man, she pretty, you know, man, she pretty. And even with the teeth and everything, I had a little crush on her. So when Devon Franklin got with her, I was like, I get it, I understand it. Like, you single, you met Meagan Good, like, we've been watching her for years, like, I get it. I can't be mad at you, but you had to take that thing in real life. You'd have been in that bathroom spank-a-like-it for years. Then you got to meet her in person, and now you had to turn over the 12 years a slave, Jonathan Major. And so that's what I'm saying. So that's one of them things to where that'll make Shaunie's husband look bad if that Basketball Wives still is trash. I've never watched Basketball Wives, even though I have multiple clients on there, which I don't speak of every client that I have on Basketball Wives, because everybody ain't spoke on it themselves. So if my clients don't speak on it, I don't speak on it. And so that right there, man, they still running. So I think that, yes, obviously Evelyn's daughter know Tiffany Cambridge, probably have met her, they probably done had lunch or dinner as a group or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. But she probably was so young, she didn't really know her or talk to her or relate to her or anything like that. And then the game, I don't think, as a man, I don't think it was something to where he said, I'm gonna be with Shanice to make Tiffany mad. I don't think it had nothing to do with that, because they just too far removed. It's different if Shanice was Tiffany's friend and he got Shanice to be with him, to sleep with him, and she Tiffany's friend. Then it's like, okay, yeah, you nasty, it's vindictive. But Shaunie is a beautiful woman, albeit she is a young woman. She's a beautiful woman. So any and every man would want to be with her. Any and every man would want to sleep with her. So the gang just got the opportunity to do what anyone, the men out there in LA, would have did had they got in proximity and got the opportunity. But women who are treated as pretty or seen as pretty, you gotta have more than just money sometimes. Like, sometimes you got to be able to do something for them that other men can't do. And so almost any man could spend, but not every man can make a woman think. Not every man could make a woman have a deep conversation and really take her mind in conversation somewhere she's never been. And I could tell that Memphis do pay, and I can't remember if she was with somebody after Memphis, but it's the game. And not, you know, I ain't smoking meat or nothing, but just to say, like, I could listen to his music and I could listen to him talk and articulate and tell that he's in an upper echelon of communicators and articulators as men, because a lot of men communicate, they be bumping gums, and conversation be very shallow. But if the game want to have a deep conversation, I could tell he could have a deep conversation. And that right there, for a young woman, that got her head spinning. She like, whoa. She think he talking about the cosmos and the universe and the sororosity and the viscerosity and the monolosity. And he could just be talking regular as an old head. But that old head speak to the young head. It's like young head be gone. Wow, you are so smart. Like, I don't think people realize, like, you know, it's like, I feel like the world sees like this tough, muscular, big, like, gangster, like, you know, I know you're like a Pyru or like a Bloods, and like, I can only imagine like how many lives you've had to take just in defense of your sets and just putting in missions. And I know you were friends with Nipsey Hussle and just like all of that right there. And she probably just was so wrapped up. It's like, here you go. Here you go. Dive all in here. And I mean, one could only imagine, like, somebody like the game. Like, imagine if a man like me was out there up until the age of 21 and was out there bad, with no fame, with no name, with no money. How many women you think the game could sleep with? How many women you think the game could sleep with? Like, men on his level. And I don't know him personally, never talked to him personally, but I have talked to men who have made the money that he has made, who got the charisma that he has. And I done, from 10 to 13 women in one day, in a 24-hour period. I know guys who have slept with 10 to 13 women in a 24-hour period. So I would not say as a man that the game could not do that. So I'm sure he has had a lot of experience. And when you take that level of experience to somebody like Shanice, who probably has been with, and I know a lot of people just, you know, don't like to give people credit, but don't realize that these women don't be out here doing as much as y'all think they be doing. Like, it's not like that. Like, I be behind the scenes with these women. Like, they don't be doing as much as you think they be doing. So I would not be shocked if Shanice does not have more than, if she is under 5 sexual partners, I wouldn't be shocked at all. If her only sexual partners are the people we know about publicly, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, because one thing about these women know as well is that they got a lot to lose, and that a lot of people kiss and tell, and that they could be on blogs, and they could be on screenshots, and they could be on all this different stuff. So I wouldn't take it and say like, oh, she done been with 100 men, she done been with 50 men, and she sleeping with men for money. I wouldn't say all that, because I personally don't believe it. I personally don't believe that. And so the thing about it is what happens with a lot of women is, see, sometimes if a woman, see, this is the thing, if a woman body clock is ticking and she used to money, and she just not meeting the right people, and she don't see the right amount of money, and she not seeing, and she want to have a child, and she not seeing the right amount of money, she don't have a lot going on herself, I personally do not put it past a woman to get pregnant for life insurance. Not life insurance like the literal life insurance, but for assurance that a monthly check is going to be coming in. Like, I don't put it past a woman that a woman won't be with a man for a monthly check. To where, like, even if they break up and they not together, she got child support coming in. And the thing about it is that's what happened with Evelyn. You know, she leave Chad, who was not really making any money at the time that could be seen other than like mailbox money, but he was on no TV shows, you know, no TV, no talking and all of that, like nothing really going on that sense. And then she goes and she get with an MLB player. And he making, at that time, $20 million a year. She gets pregnant. They end up breaking up, but that's a check. That's a check right there that's going to be coming in, so that even though she move on with her life, get in another relationship, still going to have child support coming in. And not saying that that's why she did it, but it still remains, that's a check. And I know a lot of women who do that, because women will do it with a everyday average man. If a woman lose her job, it's a lot of women that you know personally in your city, in your family, that if she lose her job or she not really making good money, and she meet a man and he working and he do construction or drive trucks and he making a good $60K to $120K a year and all of that, and she can take and be with him, it's a lot of women who are going ahead and get pregnant, because he gonna be paying $1,000 a month, and that's helping pay her rent, that's helping pay. And that's why a lot of people don't think about this, but a lot of women are getting pregnant out of wedlock for financial security. Because if they assume, if they have this man's child, he's going to pay their bills or pay at least half of their bills. And if he making money, she now know that her money done gone down, or her money going down, or her money is not sufficient. So now that guarantees her, and so she thinks, another income. It has backfired on a lot of women. A lot of women have went into this situation, thought they had some money coming, thought this man was gonna be paying child support, and he bucked the system. He started working under the table, and she don't get a dime in child support. And he'll let his license get suspended. He'll do any and everything and don't care. And so a lot of people don't realize that. And so, you know, you have to understand. Y'all gotta forgive me watching my son practice at the same time. And God bless him, man. I know that boy be out there exerting all that energy. Ain't slept last night. And so it's something to think about. And I think the game is ready to settle down, and like him and Shadice gonna get married? I will be shocked. Do I think she gonna be happy in a relationship? Absolutely not. Because I just can't see a man who have that type of background and upbringing to get it right in his 40s. I just can't see it happening. And still to be just because he talk too much. Like he too into the media. Like he do too many interviews. You see what I mean? Like he do too many interviews, and so to me that still speaks to a level of like immaturity, because it's like, what are you doing all these interviews for? Like, I don't see a drink line or an album or nothing. Like, you just on here talking. And that's just something that, to me, it just don't go with security and maturity and growth. And so I'm just not really, I can't see it. Like, I can't see it. I would be extremely happy, though, because I want to see two-parent households. I want to see marriage. I would be extremely happy. And I'm hoping that they, you know, are able to work it out and could you know, make something happen. But I just can't see it happening. Like, if you can't get married and be successful in a relationship with a grown woman like Tiffany Cambridge, who is grown and mature and school teacher, I just can't see how you can make it work with a young lady who is young and gonna be more immature than the woman you was with and was raised in the industry and still around the industry to a degree. I don't see. But everybody do things for their own reasons. You know, we commentate on this stuff because it's in the public. It's in the public eye, and so we gotta see it. And you can think, and it can affect you. That's why I speak on it, because so what I would say from this, my message to women is, know your worth and know your level. So technically, Shanice is on a different level as a woman than Game is as a man. Because for one, if you fall inside of the beauty constructs of America, you didn't choose it. It's not your doing, but it's the way America has shaped their beauty constructs. So somebody like Shanice, she falls inside of that, and just off looks alone, she could have had a billionaire. Just off looks alone. Like, she could have been with a billionaire. She could have been with somebody who is actively, like, making tens of millions right now. Now, some people would not trust her because of her mom's reputation and because of what people say about her mom and think about her mom, even when it's not true. People just don't give you the benefit of the doubt, and they judge you. So being that people are so judgmental, they would judge her mom because she was with an NBA player, then an NFL player, then an MLB player. And so, and I think now she with somebody else, and I don't know, I don't hear much about it. I saw a little article. I don't know if it's a businessman. I don't know who it is, what it is, or what it got going on. But if he's not an athlete, then that means now she in the corporate industry. So that's still not a good look. Because it just, even though that's normal in the sense of almost every woman that had 4 relationships. So, but it's like hers have been in the public eye. And of course, she's had more than 4 relationships, because a lot of them we won't know about it, and it'd be private and stuff like that. And then Antoine Walker is not her daughter's father, so she had a relationship before Antoine Walker. So I'll say that to say, some men will not mess with Shanice because of who her mom is. The game obviously do not care about that. My son is on this offense, boy. His offense is not panning out for him. I might need to get out the way so I can hear his stories about it, because his stories do not be adding up to what I'm looking at. But I know Wells had an all-nighter, so I can't even. And so, you know, but what I would say is, if you taking care of yourself as a woman, like how Shanice perceivably was taking care of herself, you don't have to settle for a man that's not at the top of his game. Like, because a man that's at the top of his game will want you, and the game is not at the top of his game. Like, his season was a while ago, and it's not like he 50 Cent now. Like, 50 Cent, top of his game, you can't tell the difference. Like, it looks like he could be making the same or more money now. And the same thing with like Jay-Z, same thing with like Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul. Like, it looked as if Nipsey Hussle was starting to make more money outside of music than his music was making. And that's not the case with the game, because we just don't see any business ventures, any TV producing, any of that right there. all we see is a huge lawsuit where $7 million lawsuit that he lost or something, 700,000, 7 million, something crazy. So it's like you kind of almost, it's like the world is waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know, on him. Like, man, when is he gonna lose it all? When is it gonna be a judgment to just take everything he got? And it's like, God forbid, you don't want to see that happen to anybody. But it's like, that's what he's been in battle with the lawsuit, and, you know, music not like chart topping, and the TV, no TV shows, no movie roles, no producing. Like, we don't see that stuff. He could have it in the works and be doing all of it. We don't know nothing about it, but it just, from the outside looking in, it looked like, even though Shanice ain't necessarily, probably ain't have a whole lot going on, it's just a woman has an advantage when she is attractive. Like, you literally, there are women with no brains, with no brand, all they got is a body, and they get a billionaire or a millionaire who treat them like they hung the moon. And it's all because of how they look, because so many men are visual creatures. And so, me personally, if Draya Michele, who'd have been in way more public relationships than Shanice, and is way older than Shanice, could get one of the top young NBA players to get her pregnant, somebody, I think Draya Michele child's father probably making 20+ million or somewhere around there, or about to, if he not. Like, that mean if you're gonna have a baby out of wedlock from a quote-unquote celebrity, if you're gonna do that, then just go all the way. Like, don't, like that, like, if you're gonna do it the right way, then come to me. If you want to do it the right way, meet you a good man, God-fearing man, who will wait till marriage. If you want to do it the right way, come to me. But if you're gonna do it the wrong way, don't do it the wrong way. If you're gonna do it the wrong way, do it right, like Draya did. Draya is the female version of The Game. So The Game came up because he got a young, beautiful woman on her rise, not on her downfall. She young. She could end up starting a beauty line, healthcare line, weave line, waist trimmer line. Like, look what Keisha Kaur did. Millions and millions and millions from the waist trainer and the body butter. Shanice could do something like that if she really want to. She probably got something out there going. I just don't keep up with these people, so I don't know what she got going on, but she could do something like that. Yeah, she ain't gonna have that natural grit and grind and hustle, because, you know, Keisha Kaur Jamaican, I think. That's a different type of hustle. And she with Gucci Mane, who was a real hustler. So they got a different type of hustle, so it might not be all the way to that level, but it could be like that. So The Game came up. He doing good because now he done latched on to somebody who could out-earn him over the next 10 years. And just like what Draya Michele did, she was somebody who definitely 100% finna out-earn her by 21 million times. And so now, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do it the wrong way, meaning have a child out of wedlock and be having sex before marriage, then do it right the wrong way. Don't get pregnant by somebody who is embattled in lawsuits, got judgments against them, career is not trending up. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, don't talk me to death. Like, you get over there and getting talked to death and then opening your legs. No, keep your leg closed. Like, you get talked out your draw. Like, no. If you finna do it the wrong way, at least get bought out your drawers. And y'all know me, I'm totally 100% against that. But what I'm saying, if you gonna live your life and you gonna do that, don't get talked out your drawers. Like, have something to show for it. If you finna, like, if you finna be displeasing to God, out of the will of God, at least have you somebody that got a bag upon bags to where you could be on a private jet every week, on a yacht every month, in a palatial estate in Malibu. That's new money with the new marble and the new flows, not old money in Calabasas on the outskirts or something like that. No, new money, Malibu mansion. Not no credit here, credit there. Got to go overseas to get a bag and all that. Oh, that's too much. That's struggle love. That's struggle love when you young and pretty with a flat stomach. Man, listen, if you finna be out here slinging thing out here with your leg over the lead, get you a little check to your name. Like, this what I'm trying to say to y'all, like, out here, like, don't get talked out your draw. Like, do it the right way, or don't do it at all. And if you gon' do it, then don't get finesse. Just like the young man, he got with Drea and he got finesse. He got finesse. There are young, beautiful millionaires. There are young, beautiful millionaire women that this man could have got with. And he goes and gets a, man, that boy put a move on him. My goodness, that boy looking better than my son. He younger than my son. My goodness, he did a move. And so think about that right there now. Think about that. The man in the NBA, how he got finesse. But you know why he got finesse? Because Drea is an antique. Sometimes people like to do vintage shopping and they like to do antique shopping. So she is somebody that every man wanted to be with 10 years ago. And he probably was young and seeing like Chris Brown with her and Orlando Scandrick with her, and being a young man, these young men are what I call porn babies. He probably had went to town with Angela so many times on her through a computer screen, through a phone screen, that when he got to actually meet her and talk to her, he lost his mind and went in there without his hard hat on, and then done got her pregnant, and now it's like you stuck. Because you don't want to look like a bum, you don't want to look like a punk, you don't want to get exposed like Anthony Edwards for trying to get her to go to the clinic like he did with his escort. You don't want to get exposed, and you know you're a young man and you're a nice guy and probably raised right, so you're like, okay, yeah, we'll do this, you know, go and have the baby. I own up to my choice and I will, you know, we'll have this baby. Even though you're old enough to be my mama and me and your son the same age, I have this baby. And that is stupid. It is absolutely stupid the way that these celebrities with all of this money be out here getting absolutely finesse out they draws and out they golden years, out they prime years, getting absolutely finessed by old as Methuselah cradle robbers. And it's just ridiculous, man. So listen, I might need to hold a celebrity dating class online to teach people who earn 7 figures or more, or in the prime of their life as a celebrity, how to pick a procreator. Do not procreate with somebody that can't elevate your life and take your life to the next level if you got everything going for yourself and you in your golden year, you in your prime and you on your rise. And if you finna have a baby, It's like, if you finna do that, do it with somebody that's your equal, on your level, and not somebody that just talk you to death and then talk you out your drawers. But hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Hey, got something big coming up now. Got something big. Stay tuned now. Stay tuned. You need to check in every day for the video. And be ready. Be ready. Got something big. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Make sure you get over to wealthofhealth.com and also for the mental health professionals. Mental health professionals, counselors, therapists, psychotherapists, psychiatrists, all of that. Family counselors, marriage counselors. If you don't have a following the size of mine, if you go see my hourly rate and I make more money than you, if you see my influence and my reach and it's larger than yours, and you saying, hey, why did I go spend all this money on college and all this money for a degree or a master's or a doctorate to not be having the reach that I could have? Come to my live training October 12th and 13th. Email support@TonyGaskins.com. This is not for beginners. This is not for if you in the struggle and you still building. Keep working, keep working, keep working, because this is $2,500. You can do payments towards it as long as you paid up before class start on October 12th. When your payments are done, then that's when you'll get the address to my private location in Central West Florida, Tampa Bay area. And whether we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people, because it is a pretty price point and everybody don't have it, and that's understood, and that's why I did that intentionally, because I'm gonna be giving you a 7-figure blueprint. I'm giving you my blueprint, and that's why I'm putting a nice little price on it, because I want to work with people who are serious and you've already blossomed where you are and you want to enlarge your territory so you can plant new seeds in larger territory and reap a new harvest. So hey, Tony Gaskins here. God bless you. We'll talk soon.